Hey, what's up, you guys? It's your girl JoJo, and I am here with not a review, but something I haven't done in a minute, and that is a Zodiac chats. Yes, honey, I know I have not done one since Capricorn. You don't have to tell me. I already know. But since I'm going to be out of work for I don't know how long, I figured I'd catch up on some videos. So, Aquarius, we are here and we are talking about y'all today. So, I have decided that every zodiac sign will be getting a name. Okay, you will be getting a nickname. So, Capricorn, since I missed y'all, let me go ahead and give y'all nickname now. And you all are going to be known to me as the Alpha. And the reason why I gave y'all that name is because even though you're not first for the zodiac chart, you guys to me are first in so many things within your life. You're very much leaders. You're very much organizers, even when you don't want to be, and even when you don't really feel it yourself. But if you would even notice in your friendship groups, people really do admire your opinion. They really look up to you in a lot of ways. You may have friends that look up to you, family members, people that you didn't even know were looking up to you are looking up to you. And you guys have that innate ability to do that. So you guys are the Alpha in my book. Now, Aquarius, your name is going to be the secret weapon. And I'm going to explain to you guys why Aquarius has gotten that name. So, in order to explain to you, okay, you know this video, I always do the things I love about Aquarius and then the things that are not so great. And I'm going to do it for every sign. But unlike Capricorn, I'm only going to do 2 videos for each sign. 3 is an overkill. So, anyway, back to what I was saying. So in order to really talk to you guys about Aquarius, I have to tell you guys the journey that I've had with Aquarius people. So it all started many years ago. When I first started getting into Zodiac, it was always one sign that had me stumped, and it was y'all. I felt like I didn't know any of y'all. I felt like the ones I did know, I just still didn't really know them like I knew so many other signs. You guys weren't extra loud or extra quiet, or you just kind of blended in. You were like a chameleon. And I was like, why do I feel like I don't know any Aquariuses? Aquarius, tell me who you are. I even said it on my Facebook. And those Aquariuses got up under my Facebook status and they LOL'd and said, that's for us to know and you to find out. Literally. 2 or 3 of them said it. Actually, more than that. The rest of them LOL'd. So I was like, okay, they don't want me to know nothing about them. Cool, I'll figure it out later. So last summer, I went on a trip with my friend. And my friends were also going to Vegas around the same time. It was the 4th of July. They were staying in another room, but she was like, is it cool if we hang out with them sometime? And I was like, okay, yeah, that's fine. You know, it is what it is. All right. So when I met them, I liked both of them, but there was one girl in particular that we both felt like we vibed with each other. And she said it, she was like, I feel like we got a connection. I was like, girl, I feel it too, right? So it got to the point where my friend was like, excuse me, girl, this is my friend. I invited her. This is not your friend. You hang out with your friend, right? She was saying that to her. And so, we got to talking about zodiac signs, and I called that the other girl was a Scorpio, and she was like, dang, you good. Nobody really guesses me that quick. And so the girl that I had been vibing with, she was like, well, what sign do you think I am? And I was like, I'm not really sure. I said, you kind of are vibing with me like a Virgo, because I usually only vibe this well with other Virgos. That's a rumor. They say Virgos only like other Virgos. Maybe. But, I was like, yeah, but it kind of feels like you might be an earth sign. I get along well with earth signs, so maybe you're a Capricorn? And she was just like, that's really close, but no. And I'm like, an Aquarius? And she was like, yeah, girl, I'm an Aquarius. You don't think I act like an Aquarius? I said, y'all, I don't know what y'all act like because I don't know anything about y'all, right? So we kept talking a little bit after that. And then I started paying more attention to the Aquariuses in my life. So I had a cousin who I've looked up to all of my life. She's only like 4 or 5 years older than me. But I always wanted to be like her. I used to bug her when I was a little girl. I always wanted to know more about her. But I thought about her. Then I had my manager. I had a manager who was like super cool, but I still felt like there was parts of her she would be holding back. One day I finally asked her, I said, look, everybody around here always throwing their kids in my face and showing me pictures. You never show pictures of your son. And she was just like, really? Do you want to see him? And it's like for the first time I got to see her as a mom. Like I had never seen her that giddy and that expressive. And I was just like, wow, this is a whole nother side of her. And we're still cool to this day. A good friend of mine who I always mistake for a Capricorn, but he is an Aquarius. And I just started to focus in. You know, I started to look at what was around me because she had opened up my eyes to a kindred spirit in the Zodiac that I didn't know I had. So for years, I've been deprived of having a relationship with y'all, my fellow Aquariuses. I'm feeling, well, I'm not an Aquarius, so not fellow, but my Aquariuses. You know, we see each other. We see each other. So let's talk about it. All right. So one of the things that I love about Aquariuses, and one of the reasons why I call y'all the secret weapon, I'm looking at my notes, is you guys are so good at sharing just enough of your information. For me to have gone years and be able to pinpoint everybody's, just about people I would meet, I would know you for 10 minutes and I could tell what sign you probably were. For me to go through life and never being able to really nail an Aquarius speaks to the type of person that you are. Now, some people will call it secretive. I think Scorpios are more secretive than y'all, but we'll get to them in, you know, the November eras. But people will call it secretive, but I call it good strategic information giving, if you will. And that's why I call y'all the secret weapon, because you know how to go about life and give just enough information for people to feel open to you and to feel like they know you, but you hold back just enough to keep the things closest and near and dear to you private. That is extreme talent to have that you all have naturally. A lot of people don't have that. I'm a Virgo. People accuse me of keeping secrets all the time because I hold too much back, right? Scorpios also can be guilty of doing the same thing. We hold a lot of stuff back. And I know because I'm a Virgo with a Scorpio rising. So I hope y'all been praying for me because I need it. But Aquarius is, you guys are good at doing that. And I just love that about y'all. And it's what made me give you the name that I gave you, which is a secret weapon. Because if you got that and you can really kind of code switch the way that y'all code switch, that's an amazing talent to have. So I love that about y'all. Another good thing I love about y'all is your humbleness. Some people would say that y'all are aloof, like y'all just don't know what's going on. But I just think you guys are so humble. Like, you could walk up to an Aquarius and be like, oh my gosh, you are so beautiful. Or the dudes are bad about this too. You look so good, and for years I had a crush on you. And they'd be like, oh, who, me? You had a crush on me? I ain't even know. Why you ain't say nothing? You knew you was looking good. The ladies too. Y'all knew y'all was looking good. You knew you had it going on. But y'all act like y'all don't know. Y'all act like y'all, I don't know if it's an act. But y'all will be like, oh, thank you so much. Oh, I didn't know you felt that way. Oh my gosh, I appreciate it. I remember when I told my cousin, like, I've looked up to you all my life and I still want to be like you in so many ways because she's married and she has a family now. And she was like, oh, it was so sweet. I didn't know you felt that way. I was like, girl, how did you know I didn't feel that way? I followed you around every single day. I wanted to be a cheerleader just like you, and I wanted to wear the same prom dress that you wore. Like, she tried to act like she didn't know. I looked up to her. Y'all Aquarius is something else. But I like that about y'all. It keeps you humble. What's another thing I love about you guys? You guys are very forward thinking. Very forward thinking people. To me, Aquariuses are ahead of the game in a lot of ways that we aren't. But the reason why I think you guys don't get the credit, like it's a lot of signs that get the credit for being innovators, and I don't feel like y'all get the credit like you should. And the reason why leads back to what I was saying before, because y'all just give just enough of your information out, so people don't know all of the unique talents and gifts that some of y'all have. If an Aquarius is interested in something specific, they really are forward thinking in whatever that thing is. So let's say you have an Aquarius that is gifted in body composition, working out, physical training. They're going to be thinking about things in physical training that nobody else is. If they're a teacher, if they're into education, they're going to be years forward in their thinking into how we can promote education. If you have an Aquarius teacher, her e-learning probably was like this. You know, when this whole thing popped off, she probably knew right what kind of mode to get into. And the other teachers might have been a little baffled, but she was on it. That's the kind of thinking that they have. If they're into tech, oh my gosh. Okay, hold them back, right? Because they're already so forward thinking. And if they're not being forward thinking, then they'll go all the way back to some other era and see what worked for them. So, you know, they'll take it back to their grandma time if it's something that worked. But their mind just kind of clicks with certain things. And the more interested they are in that thing, the more they excel. If you got an Aquarius that's into fashion, girl, please. Okay, girl, please. She is going to be wearing y'all out every day of the week. Like, don't even try to outdress her. Don't tell her to, hey, we just going to the movies. Don't do too much. She's going to do too much. She's going to do too much if that's something that she's into. Because once they're into it, they're completely forward thinking in it. So, I'm feeling y'all on that. I really am. I know a lot of Aquariuses that's into fashion. Let's see. Now, this leads me to their ruling planet, which is usually a second video I do, but I'm just going to combine it all in this one. They are ruled by the planet Uranus. Now, I need to grow up. Every time I say that planet, I laugh. Anyway, but they're ruled by that planet. And the significance of them being ruled by that planet is the fact that it's the only planet that spins counterclockwise, right? Everything else goes a certain direction. Uranus spins the opposite direction of all the other planets. I think it's counterclockwise. I hope I have that right. And it spins on its side, okay? And a lot of other planets don't do that. And the uniqueness of the planet that rules them speaks to the uniqueness of the person that they are. Aquarians are very unique. They're very much individualists. They're very much a standout. They don't do things that other people do. They don't operate the way that other people operate. I know a lot of people like to say, well, you know, we stand out. Not really like an Aquarius does. We just gonna have to give them that hat, okay? Just let them have it. And this also leads me to, let's go on to the things that some people might see as not so great about you Aquariuses. Now, for those of you who follow Passport Cuddy on Instagram, Aquarius people were getting drugged during their season. I did not know that people had such a problem with Aquariuses. And me personally, when I was reading some of that stuff, I was like, I'm offended. Because it sounds just like Virgos. And I don't see the problem. That's what I'm saying, y'all. We see each other. We see each other. So, let's talk about a few things. So, one of the things that people may not see as that great with Aquarius is the fact that you guys can come off as nosy and over opinionated. Now, hold on. Don't leave. Let's talk about it. So I think that this is attributed to what your sign is. Aquarians are very humanitarian in nature. If you need something done and it's something close to their heart, they're going to work extra hard to do it. You guys are actually called the humanitarian of the Zodiac. And I think the reason why you come off as nosy and overly opinionated is because when you see something that's not right, you call it. You have something to say about it. Like Virgos, you all are very idealistic. We're both very idealistic people. But the thing about Virgos is while y'all can kind of rest in the fact that everybody doesn't think about the world and how human beings should interact the way that you do, like y'all can speak on it and be done with it. Virgos, we start taking it personally. that you don't idealize the way that we idealize. So we got to work on that. But it ain't our season. We talking about y'all. So some people would think like, when y'all state y'all's opinion, you need to mind your business. Like, you being judgmental. Why you even over here talking to me? When really it's the nature in you to speak out on things that you feel are wrong, especially if it's towards another person. Oh, you definitely gonna speak your piece, okay? You'll be all in your family business, all in your homegirl business. If it needs to be called out, you call it. You don't really, when it comes to people you love, you don't really know what mind your business means, because that's your nature. So it's a good thing, but it can be seen as a bad thing. Now, let's see what else we got. Let's talk about the detachment. Now, again, I'm a Virgo, so I understand. I don't really see a problem with it, but it is a problem. And this is why. So because you guys are very much individualists, because you can fly solo if you need to, you really don't need a whole bunch of people around you. You really don't need to have a whole lot of attention. When you're in your zone on something, you can say F everybody else and you can really get in your zone. But for some people, because you all are such individuals and you kind of go to the beat of your own drum, sometimes you detach yourself from people. And that could really be a detriment to you all. Like, it's almost like you're not trying to shoo people away, but you just, I don't know how to explain it. Like, you're just so much of you. And you just, I think sometimes it's easier for y'all to do stuff solo. So you just kind of roll with it. And it's not like you're not trying to invite people. It's not like you don't want people around, but it's a certain way that you move, and it's just easier if you do it by yourself sometimes. You see how I explained that very well? It's because I'm a Virgo and we do the same stuff. But a lot of people say that, Virgos and Aquariuses come off as cold, come off as distant, come off as detached. And even though it's not something that we're trying to do to people, we do it, right? So what I would say with Aquarius is always just realize that just because you move a certain way doesn't mean the people that you love move that same way. And you have to love people how they want to be loved and not how you feel they need to be loved, basically, right? So my whole family knows I don't need a lot of attention or phone calls or to be showered with gifts. My whole family knows when I get in my zone, I'm in my zone. But I know that my family needs to talk to me. My family needs to hear from me. My grandmother needs to talk to me a few days a week. My mother needs to talk to me a few days a week. And so I try to love them the way they need to be loved, even though I'm so not that person. The only people who really feel it, in my opinion, with me is my friends. And it's something that I've been working on off and on for years. Like, they're understanding. My Cancer friend is just like, girl, do you, because I'll be right here waiting, because she's kind of the same. But I have some friends who they don't really take to that. They feel like I'm not dealing with them, or I'm not really effing with them, and they take offense. So it's something that you have to work on. And if you feel like you can't work on it, just make sure you have people around you who don't mind, who don't really need that kind of maintenance. Who you really need to be friends with is me, honestly. Because again, we see each other. So yeah, I'm trying to think, do I have anything else? I think that's pretty much all for Aquariuses. Oh, and that y'all can be stubborn, but I'm sure y'all already know that, And that just goes to your opinionated nature. But yeah, that's all I have for you guys. I'm really glad to have met the Aquarius I met. I hope she moves to Texas so that we can be BFFs. And if you are an Aquarius and you live in Texas, I'm your soulmate. You need to be hanging out with me. We need to be, sitting around together, enjoying each other, and then, ignoring each other maybe for about 2.5 to 3 weeks. Only checking in via text and then getting back together and talking all over again. Because, that's just how we roll. That's just how we roll. We don't need too much. But y'all let me know what you thought about this video. And then the next one will be the Aquarius Reality Stars video. So I'll be working on that. Y'all have a good one, and I'll see y'all soon. Bye.